Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real today. Men don't talk a lot, but that don't mean they don't feel a lot, especially in moments of intimacy. See, a man might act tough, act quiet, act like he's got it all under control, but deep down, there are certain things he is dying to hear from the woman he's with. And when you say these things, "Oh Lord," it changes everything. Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk to you about something men rarely admit out loud, but feel deeply inside. Men crave verbal reassurance more than they let on. A man can act confident, strong, and unbothered. But the truth is his confidence is fragile in moments of intimacy. In those moments, his ego, his heart, and his sense of worth are all standing in the same room, waiting to hear something that tells him he's doing it right. Silence makes him guess, and guessing makes him doubt. Words, on the other hand, give him certainty. A man wants to know that he's pleasing you, that he's connecting with you, that what he's doing actually matters. When a woman speaks reassurance, it tells him he's not failing, he's not disappointing, and he's not invisible. Men are raised to believe their value comes from performance, and that belief doesn't disappear when the lights go off. It gets louder. That's why a simple sentence from you can calm his mind faster than anything else. It lets him relax, and when a man relaxes, he becomes more present, more confident, and more emotionally open. Verbal reassurance also makes a man feel accepted. Men carry fear, fear of not being enough, fear of comparison, fear of being replaced. When you reassure him with your words, you remove those fears one by one. You're telling him, without saying it directly, that he doesn't have to compete with anyone else, that he is already winning. That feeling sticks with him. He remembers it. He associates it with you. What most women don't realize is that men don't always need instructions. They need affirmation. They need to hear that what they're doing feels good, that it feels right, that it feels meaningful. Reassurance tells him he's aligned with you emotionally, not just physically. And when a man feels emotionally aligned, he bonds. That bond turns moments into attachment. Men also hear reassurance as respect. Respect is love to a man. When you affirm him with your words, you're showing him respect for his effort, his presence, and his intention. You're acknowledging him, and acknowledgement is powerful. It tells him he's not just there, he's wanted there. That difference changes how deeply he invests. There's another layer to this too. Reassurance makes a man feel safe. Yes, men need safety too. Emotional safety, safety from judgment, from criticism, from rejection. When your words reassure him, you create an environment where he doesn't feel tested or evaluated. He feels free. And freedom is attractive. A man who feels free will give more of himself willingly. And finally, reassurance stays with a man long after the moment ends. Men replay words in their heads. They may not tell you, but they do. Those words become a quiet source of confidence for him. They influence how he shows up later, how he treats you, how connected he feels to you. Your reassurance becomes part of his identity with you. So understand this: when you speak reassurance, you're not just talking, you're shaping how a man feels about himself in your presence. And that is a powerful thing Let me tell you something men don't say but live by. A man's confidence rises or falls on whether he feels desired, not needed, not used, not convenient, desired. When a man feels genuinely wanted by a woman, it does something to his spirit. It straightens his back, clears his mind, and puts a different kind of energy in his chest. Desire tells a man he's chosen, and being chosen is powerful. See, the world already puts pressure on men, pressure to perform, to provide, to be strong, to never mess up. By the time a man reaches an intimate moment, he's already carrying the weight of expectations. When a woman expresses desire, she removes that weight. She tells him, without saying it directly, that he's not failing, that he's not falling short, that he is exactly who she wants in that moment. Feeling desired also quiets a man's insecurities. Men have them, even if they pretend they don't. They wonder if they're attractive enough, good enough, exciting enough. When you show desire through your words and energy, you answer all those questions at once. You don't have to overdo it. Simple expressions of wanting him, choosing him, and focusing on him tell his mind to stop overthinking and start being present. Desire also fuels confidence in a way praise alone cannot. Compliments are nice, but desire is different. Desire says, I want you, not you did well. That distinction matters. Desire makes a man feel powerful because it's not about effort, it's about who he is. And when a man believes he's wanted for who he is, he steps into that role fully. Another thing women often don't realize is that desire makes a man emotionally generous. When a man feels wanted, he gives more attention, more patience, more affection, not because he's trying to earn it, but because confidence creates generosity. A confident man isn't guarded, he's open. And openness is where real connection happens. Feeling desired also strengthens a man's sense of masculinity. Masculinity at its core is about impact, knowing you matter to someone. When a woman expresses desire, she reinforces that impact. She lets him know his presence changes her experience. That's big. That's something a man carries with him long after the moment ends. And here's the truth most people don't talk about. Men remember desire more than they remember words. They remember how you made them feel wanted. That feeling becomes associated with you. It builds attachment, loyalty, and emotional closeness. A man might forget conversations, but he will not forget how deeply desired he felt with you. So understand this, ladies and gentlemen. When a man feels desired, his confidence doesn't just rise in the moment, it reshapes how he shows up with you. He becomes more present, more secure, and more connected. Desire is not loud, it's intentional. And when you give it sincerely, it changes everything. Let me slow this down and talk about connection, because intimacy without connection is just activity, but intimacy with connection becomes something a man remembers. Men don't always know how to explain it, but what they truly want in those moments is to feel emotionally linked to the woman they're with. Not distracted, not distant, not mechanical, connected. When that connection is there, everything changes in his mind and in his heart. A man may enter the moment thinking about performance, but connection pulls him out of his head and into his feelings. When a woman's words reflect closeness, presence, and emotional awareness, it tells him this isn't just physical, this is personal. That matters to a man more than he'll ever admit. Because deep down, men don't just want to be touched, they want to be felt. They want to know that who they are matters just as much as what they do. Connection also makes a man feel seen. Most men walk through life unseen emotionally. They're valued for results, strength, and consistency, but rarely for their inner world. When a woman's words show emotional engagement, it tells him someone is finally paying attention to him beyond the surface. That moment becomes rare, and rare moments carry weight. When emotional connection is present, a man feels grounded. His anxiety drops. His need to impress fades. He stops worrying about whether he's measuring up and starts focusing on being present. Presence is where confidence grows naturally, not forced confidence, not loud confidence, but quiet certainty. That's the kind of confidence that deepens attraction on both sides. Connection also builds trust. When a man feels emotionally connected, he believes he can relax his guard. Men are taught to stay guarded even in intimacy, but when a woman's words create warmth and closeness, he feels permission to let go. That emotional release strengthens the bond far beyond the moment itself. He feels like he can be real with you, and that's not something he experiences often. Another powerful thing about connection is that it turns intimacy into meaning. Meaning is what separates forgettable moments from unforgettable ones. A man may experience many physical encounters, but only a few that truly touch him emotionally. Those are the ones he remembers. Those are the ones that stay with him. Emotional connection gives the moment a story, and men remember stories more than sensations. Connection also reassures a man that he's not alone in the moment. It's not just his responsibility to lead, perform, or carry the experience. He feels partnered. That partnership creates balance. It tells him you're in it together, not watching, not judging, but participating emotionally. That shared energy deepens intimacy naturally. And here's something important. Emotional connection makes a man feel chosen at a deeper level, not just chosen for desire, but chosen for closeness. That tells him he's more than an option. He's someone you want to be emotionally present with. That feeling builds attachment quietly, without pressure, without demands. Men may not always ask for emotional connection, but they respond to it instinctively. They soften, they open up, they invest. Because when a man feels emotionally connected, he doesn't just experience the moment, he connects it to you. And that connection shapes how he thinks about you long after the moment has passed. Let me talk to you about appreciation, because appreciation is a language men understand deeply, even when they don't know how to speak it back. A man can handle criticism from the world, pressure from work, and expectations from everyone around him, but what he quietly hopes for in intimate moments is appreciation, not applause, not exaggeration, just honest recognition. Appreciation tells a man, I see what you're doing, and it matters. Most men spend their lives trying to prove their worth. They're praised for results, not effort. They're noticed when something goes wrong, not when they're trying their best. So when a woman expresses appreciation, especially in an intimate moment, it hits a part of him that rarely gets touched. It tells him he's not invisible. It tells him he's valued beyond obligation. Appreciation also removes pressure. Men often feel like intimacy is a test they have to pass. When appreciation is present, the test disappears. He no longer feels evaluated, he feels welcomed. That shift changes everything. A man who feels appreciated stops performing and starts connecting. He becomes more relaxed, more attentive, and more emotionally available. Another thing appreciation does is reinforce confidence without feeding ego. There's a difference. Ego wants validation. Confidence grows from appreciation. When you acknowledge what he does and how it makes you feel, you strengthen his sense of self instead of inflating his pride. That kind of confidence is stable. It doesn't need proving. It just shows up naturally. Appreciation also creates emotional safety. When a man hears appreciation, he understands that he's not going to be criticized or diminished in that space. Safety allows vulnerability, and when a man feels safe, he gives more of himself, he listens more closely, he pays attention to your reactions, and he becomes more tuned into your needs. Appreciation opens that door. Men also associate appreciation with respect. Respect is love to a man. You can say, "I love you" 1,000 times, but appreciation makes him feel respected. When a man feels respected, he bonds, he invests, he remembers. That feeling becomes something he wants to protect and return to. What many women don't realize is that appreciation multiplies effort. A man who feels appreciated will naturally try harder, not because he's asked to, but because he wants to. Appreciation makes him want to give more, explore more, and stay more present. It fuels his desire to please you, not out of fear, but out of pride. Appreciation also lingers. Long after the moment is over, a man replays appreciation in his mind. Those words become a reminder that with you, he is enough. That reminder influences how he shows up later, how he treats you, and how deeply he connects with you emotionally. It's subtle, but it's powerful. And finally, appreciation separates you from everyone else. Many people take men for granted. Appreciation tells him you don't. It tells him you notice his effort and value his presence. That distinction makes you unforgettable, because a man will always return to the place where he feels appreciated, respected, and seen. Let's talk about trust, because trust is one of the most powerful things a man can feel, especially in moments of intimacy. A man may enjoy attention, desire, and affection, but when he feels trusted, something deeper happens inside him. Trust tells a man that you believe in him, that you feel safe with him, and that you're willing to be open in his presence. That kind of feeling reaches a man's core. Men don't often get told they are trusted. They are expected to be reliable, strong, and steady, but rarely are they openly trusted with vulnerability. When a woman expresses comfort and openness, it tells a man he's not just physically close to you, he's emotionally accepted. That acceptance removes walls he didn't even realize he was holding up. Trust also quiets a man's fears. Men carry a fear of messing up, of being judged, of crossing a line. When trust is present, those fears fade. He feels